phone sex and sexy photos.
Oh.
So today we're going to share with you the lies and excuses of Filipinas that are not really into you or just scamming you. Do you know I have something here again?
You got a glass full of crap right there, Chrissy.
It's a crap cocktail.
It's all about fending off and knowing when you're being served up a crap cocktail.
Stick around because today we're going to share bunches of them.
We're here in Cagayan de Oro, northern Mindanao, Philippines, overlooking the Cagayan de Oro River. Chrissy and I have an anniversary that we celebrated this week. We have known each other, face-to-face known each other, 1 year and 2 days.
Are you still in love?
Always, more today than yesterday. I published Instant Girlfriend, where I talked about my 1 year experience from the day that we met online, April 2nd, in 2023. And you published Happy Endings.
Yeah, I published my Happy Endings.
Has 128,000 views and is just going crazy every day more. And we have gotten so much affirmation. Those were our anniversary stories we recorded solo. Today, we're not really talking about our 1 year anniversary. This is our real anniversary of meeting in person.
Mm-hmm. We just hit 15K subscribers this week, 9 months and 9 days since we launched our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for that.
If you've subscribed, you might miss our next video.
So hit that notification bell.
We couldn't have done it without you. We really appreciate all the comments. And if you have the answer, we need an answer about the content that we should make next, or the next 2 or 3 videos you'd like to see. Today, Chrissy, it's all about the bull and the crap cocktail we have right here of excuses and BS stories that if you're online, if you're trying to date a Filipina, we've told you it's amazing. The girlfriend experience, the old school Filipinas are here. You can't blame the people for coming after your money. You're showing up. You're new on Filipina Cupid. You're brand new on Christian Filipina. Pinoy Love, you just showed up. They have a filter. They're looking for new. Let's go ahead and get started, Chrissy. Let's see what we got here.
You first?
No, you ladies first. Filipinas first.
Phone sex and sexy photos.
Oh, well, we all love phone sex and sexy photos, right? Chrissy?
Yeah, maybe in the right person. Yeah, you're gonna love it with the right person.
But if you are just getting started to know a Filipina, and she's starting to share sexy photos and teasing you with phone sex right out of the gate, Chrissy, what do you think that says about the woman?
Well, it's just like the color of my dress. Red
flag. It's great if it comes 2-3 weeks in. If you phone, maybe it's your 10th or 15th or 20th video chat.
Yes.
And maybe, you've gotten really fond of each other. You've started to make a commitment to each other. Maybe, you're adults. I'm not begrudging sex.
Yeah.
Sex
for a relationship like that, if it's really real feelings towards each other, it will come out naturally.
I think it's quite typical. If you're stuck in a long distance relationship for months and months and months, I think it's more normal than not.
Yeah, but it's not normal when it's just 2 or 3 days after chatting. She will show you a hint that she want to.
Yeah, and then and maybe first you get the pictures, and then you get the request for money, and then no more pictures, no more money, right?
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so it's my turn. Always has a problem.
Yes,
always has to share a problem with you. And, you're a man and you've got a white horse and, you want to solve problems, right?
Oh, in a white horse, like a prince to save the
princess in the tower. So why do you think a Filipina is going to constantly tell you about is that like a soft way of asking for money, maybe?
I think everybody has a problem, always have a problem. But for you to share it to the person you're talking online, there is a motive behind there.
Maybe there's a motive.
Yeah. So it depends on how she present it.
So we have a trash can here, Chrissy. And you notice that I threw that
paper.
That Filipina in the trash can. Because, Chrissy, when you go fishing sometimes, the law says you can only keep a 24-inch fish. And they make it easy for you. When you go fishing and you pull out a fish and it's only 12 inches or 18 inches, you have to throw it back. But you guys, when you're online and you catch that 18, 19, 22-inch fish, boy, oh boy, there's a lot of incentive. You haven't caught a fish yet. It's your first fish, your first nibble. You don't want to throw it back. Gentlemen, refer to your need to have list, and it's going to say 24-inch fish or more. Don't keep the ones that should be thrown back. What do you got there?
Twerk. Twerking. Other provocative dances and moves in social media. I mean, in public.
Right. You know, Chrissy, I once chatted up a girl and, I was doing my due diligence. She had Facebook pages, and from her Facebook page, I was able to link to a TikTok page. And on her TikTok page, she was doing a twerking dance. It was kind of popular a few years back. And I was like, well, this girl is just too provocative for me.
For a normal person, you don't do that on public.
Right.
Maybe if you really want to do that and want to test yourself if you can do it, then you can put it in private, not in public.
Yeah, so, if she's at resorts and has photos on her Facebook page where she's been with other foreign men and she's proud to show herself off in a bikini or show herself off at a 5-star resort. For me personally, I didn't want to go there. I just wasn't interested in. Most Filipinas are much more contained, don't you think?
How about you?
What's the answer to that question? What do you think? Would you pursue a woman who was twerking on TikTok, or would you pursue a woman who showed photos at a 5-star resort from 6 months earlier? Tell us the answer to that question. Okay, who's up? I'm up?
Yeah, you're
Let's see what we got. Okay. Receiving money from other men and buying expensive things like an iPhone. So if your girl says, oh, I have an iPhone 10, well,
does she work?
Yeah, where did she get the money for an iPhone?
Does she work?
Does she work? Yeah, does she have a job? But what Filipina would buy an iPhone 10?
Well, you can get it by installment, but you are too ambitious.
But who would you, I don't know a Filipina who would buy an iPhone 10. Do you? Not really. I mean, they would want to send that money home to their family members or help a brother to get to high school transportation.
Very unlikely.
Very unlikely a Filipina will have an iPhone 10. So that's a real red flag for me.
Yeah, unless she will be honest and will tell you that, oh, I had a relationship with the foreigner guy before and he bought me this phone, and are you okay with that?
That's okay.
That's okay.
I mean, if you're okay with it, you're up.
Me. Show me the cash.
Show me the
Asking
cash.
for money.
Asking for money. You know, a smart Filipina is never going to ask for money. It's just like they know how to do it. And if you want to blow up your relationship, just ask for money. Even if they have a sick relative, I don't think they're going to ask for money. I don't even think they would talk about a sick relative because they would be afraid they'd scare you away, right?
Yes. For us, it's not a good look that you just talking online, your relationship is not yet cemented. That's what you said, cemented. You're not yet married, and you just talk online. So it's not proper for us to show interest of money and ask for money, even if we are already in a need.
Okay, Chrissy, ghosted for a day. The Filipina ghosted me. Half a day, a full day, a week. Is that okay? Would a Filipina do that?
No, it's not okay, because for me, I don't like that.
I hate it. Oh, it's horrible. It's not likely that a Filipino who really likes a guy would ghost him, even for half a day, is it?
Maybe she is torn between two
lovers.
And maybe she went with someone else in that day, but she can't let go of you because
keep her options open.
Yes.
Watch out for the ghosting. It's a really bad red flag.
Or she might have another local boyfriend.
Might be a clue that she's got other men she's entertaining.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Filtered photos and too good to be true.
Yeah, when you see these photos of Filipinas and they're using these AI photos, they make their face smaller and their complexion perfect. You got to
look like
Here, let's show this picture of Chrissy dressed up as an Indian princess.
Oh, yeah. It's an example of filter.
Yes. So be careful. Don't get overexcited before you video chat them. And no matter how old you are or how overweight you may be, you must video chat early in the process. You need to get proof of life. You need to get a video chat. You need to get to the real Filipina and find out if her English is good and her personality is something you like.
So I really recommend WhatsApp because it doesn't support filter. It will really show the complexion of your face. But in Messenger, you can set the camera for a smoother skin, whiter skin. Yes.
I didn't know that.
And thinner face in Messenger.
Oh, I didn't know
that's
that.
why I like in WhatsApp because it will show.
I'm glad I'm watching this channel. I just learned something.
It will show the real complexion of the face of the people.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Okay, here. She ends calls first most of the time.
Ooh.
So, if you're dating, even back in the West, it's always best to be the one who ends the dinner, ends the conversation. It creates a better power dynamic for dating. But if you're chatting a Filipina and she's always the one who has to get off the call first, this is a real red flag. I can't remember a time that Chrissy ever ended the phone conversation first when I was chatting with her.
No. Because if there's no reason.
You would say, I'll call you right back if you had to get off the phone.
Yes.
They can make a meal and do the laundry and chat you at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've served that already.
I have. Is it me? It's you.
Me.
Right? Okay.
Okay, what is this? Not interested in your personal life. She doesn't ask questions about your personal life, your favorites, about your family, about your childhood, your history.
Right.
You know?
She just wants to get you talking about sex and maybe getting some sexy photos.
Yeah.
And when are you coming to the Philippines? But nothing about your background, your life story.
I think you will know if the person really want to know who you are because she will be interested of your past. Because for us, your present and your past should have this connection to know what kind of person you are, your personality. Because if you're just gonna talk about the future and of today and not knowing about the past, it will be lacking. There's something in the past that will describe who you are.
And she's no longer curious as to why you're divorced or what happened to your past relationship. She doesn't revisit it over and over again. That's a sign she's really not interested in a romantic relationship.
She's just interested in one thing from you.
Right, your money. Okay, not jealous. A Filipina who's not jealous.
Told you.
So there is no such thing as a Filipina who's not jealous. And if your Filipina is not jealous and you tell her you have to take a 2-day retreat for business and you'll be offline in the mountains because your company's having a getaway and she's not suspicious and she's not jealous, well, she's not into you at all.
She's not into you because if she's into you, she will be curious of what you're gonna do every day or what you're gonna do in your work and who's with you.
Yes.
Yes. And if the woman will ask you these questions, it will show her like a little jealousy.
Okay, next.
Tattoos and multiple piercings.
So, what's the answer on this? Everybody's got their own answer. And, today in the West, tattoos and piercings are pretty normal and common. But here in the Philippines, you said once that it's kind of a sign of a counterculture, rebellious personality.
Yes. It's just a sign and a sign of being liberated and rebellious from the family because, parents doesn't like their children to have this multiple piercing and if possible, no tattoos at all. But it becomes like... we were influenced by so many cultures around the world. So there are a lot of people now that are having tattoos and multiple piercing. But there's a lot of men that will never like that, So it's up to you. Do you like a man? Do you like a woman that has a tattoo on her body and a multiple piercing? Well, just...
I think a lot of guys are looking for a province girl. They're looking for an old school girl that reminds them of the way their mother treated their father. Yeah. And if she's from the province and she says she's religious, but she's got a tattoo, it doesn't necessarily rule her out, but I think it should raise some suspicions.
Yes. You should be attentive and you should be curious about it, why she had that.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I love you after the second video chat. Okay. It could be sincere, but she's just emotionally not grown up and she's just can't withhold her affection. But I think that's a huge red flag.
Well, if, it's a red flag because there's only 2 reasons why she said I love you at the very, very early of that conversation. First is she just want to charm you. Second is she's not mature enough to know what's really love is.
What really love is, yeah. But it's kind of common. Filipinos kind of fall in love immediately, I think.
But I didn't say I love you with you during our call time in online. Yeah. I think I made you aware.
What was up with that, I was thinking.
I made you aware that I think I made you aware that I don't want to say I love you.
Yeah. So you got to wait till you meet the person.
Yes. And for the female, for the woman's side too, if you will say I love you towards the man that you haven't met yet in person, the man will think you're too shallow, you're too you're too weak.
Yeah. In the West it would be like we'd run and hide, but we kind of heard that Filipinos do this.
Yeah. So yeah.
Is it you're up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm up.
You're up. Next.
This is the word that I can hardly
What is it? What is it?
Incoherent.
Incoherent.
Incoherent conversation.
Incoherent conversation.
Or nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I always say that I want to be able to take a 5-hour ride with the woman that I'm going to settle down with and forget to turn on the radio. You're maybe with your best friend, but if you are just blown away by this woman's beauty, but the conversation is just incoherent, either her English is so rough or her comprehension of what you're saying is rough. She knows Justin Bieber and not much else,
Yes.
What do you think?
I like to talk to you and have a lot of things that I want to share and I want to learn from you.
Yeah.
So it means that the person is into you.
Sudden emergencies.
Sudden emergencies. You will know if it's real or not.
How?
She will tell you, I had an emergency. I need to go run something from the pharmacy, or she will provide proof.
If she wants, she could take a selfie at the pharmacy.
Yeah, she can take a selfie in the hospital, but not asking you for money, just telling you because, you're her partner.
Right.
You talk online, so she wants you to know what's going on with her life and every day.
Yeah.
So that can happen.
So if a sudden emergency really came up, she would build context for the man.
Right. And if that emergency will affect your conversation, your calls, she will tell you, but if it doesn't really affect, she will not tell you.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Me? Let's see what you got here in the crap bowl. Family problems, unemployed, or ill.
Family member.
So, if you're lucky, you're going to meet a Filipina who's maybe religious, maybe morally, has real high morals, maybe has a job, cares for maybe some younger sibling or has some responsibility in their life. But if you're unlucky, you're going to find a Filipina who comes from a family that has nothing but trouble, money trouble, unemployed, health troubles, and it's impossible for those problems not to seep into your relationship. It would be really hard, I think. It's not impossible.
I think if it's real or not, it's still a red flag.
Still a red flag.
Yeah.
Like your family, Chrissy, they're ultra religious, but whenever they visit, they never, other than a prayer before the meal, you would never know they're ultra religious, other than the fact they don't drink at all, and they're all employed. So, and they never ask for money, and they're just, they're so normal and loving and accepting of our relationship.
Yes, because they're also careful of talking about money because they don't want you to think that they want money.
Right. But I think that when I found you and I sized you up, the fact that your family was really good is kind of hand in hand. If you find a problematic Filipina whose morals and not too good, or she's made quite a few mistakes in her life, or she's unemployed, or she's had, too many children from too many different baby daddies, then maybe her family is going to be problematic too.
Yeah. So if it's real or not, if it's true or not true, having a problem in the family, still all red flags.
Yeah, a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah,
you're going to inherit that problem.
To involve in that trouble, in the problematic family.
Yeah.
Me?
Okay, what do you got?
Documentation problem.
So we had a client who was asked for $500 because their grandmother was in the hospital, and they thought they were chatting to her for 3 weeks or a month. The girl never asked for money, and all of a sudden, he was only a week away from arriving here in the Philippines. 1 week away from arriving, she needed $500 to get her grandmother admitted to the hospital. She presented him with a photo of a very frail and skinny grandmother in the hospital bed, with her standing next to the grandmother, touching the grandmother. He sent the $500, and then he asked us for help because she wanted another 130,000 pesos, roughly like 2,000 and change, prior to him arriving in the Philippines. He's coming in 5 days. She needed the money. Absolutely had to have it. And he had paid for her to get a passport, and he sent a copy of her passport, but it was photoshopped, and I couldn't recognize it. But Chrissy ran out, got her passport. They have this embossing on the plastic over the photo.
Yeah, there's obvious.
And the girl had her hair covering her ears, which they don't allow for passport photos.
Yes.
What you see right away?
There's a lot of details that details that are very obvious in the documents.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So I'd like to ask for, if you're a teacher, you have a national teacher certification ID, or if you have a passport, have them hold it up to their face. Like sending a Photoshop, anything can be Photoshopped. But if they're holding the actual physical document, it's less likely that it's Photoshop because it's a physical object.
Yes.
When power brownout, check the electric company's brownout page. So we have a really good, reliable electric service here in Cagayan de Oro. We never have scheduled brownouts. We were in Dumaguete when we had a scheduled brownout for 8 hours, eight hours on a Sunday. But we lost power for like 90 minutes. There was something like an accident or somebody ran into a transformer. But you can go to the Cagayan de Oro Electric Company and there's a page that tells you about interruptions in service.
Right.
It's 2024. I know it's the Philippines, but believe me, if you're talking to a girl in northern Luzon and she says they had a brownout or there's a scheduled brown, you can go to the electric company and they will have that information.
Yeah.
So trust but verify.
Yeah, you have to do your skills of investigation.
That's right.
Too close to boy cousins.
Too close to boy cousins. She says, "Oh, I can't talk to you tomorrow. We're all going to the beach with my cousins." And you're like, "What? Your cousins?" Well, that could mean anything, right? If she's always in Facebook pages with cousins and she's on motorcycles with cousins and she's at the beach with cousins, there's a lot of cousins. I'll give you that.
Yes.
But she's having a lot of fun with guys her own age and their cousins. That's a red flag to me.
Yeah, and there's a way for you to find out too. You have just to ask.
How?
Well, you remember when I show you my picture with my cousin?
Yeah.
And then I show you his Facebook page.
Well, they'll have the same middle name.
Yeah, they have the same middle name, and they will tell you if it's a brother of this other cousins that you knew.
So here, your mother's maiden name is always your middle name.
Yes.
Yes.
Our mother's maiden family name will be our middle name.
And any other cousin would have your last name as their middle name.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're either going to have your last name or your middle name. Or they're not a cousin.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Not available to chat for weak reasons. I had to go to a church group. They had no internet.
Yeah. If it's the reason that is very weak.
My cell phone died. There's no electricity.
Yeah.
I broke my cell phone. I was traveling by bus all day. There's no signal.
Well, Filipinos are very advanced. They think really advanced. Like, for example, if I am chatting with a man online, I haven't met yet in person, and then suddenly I need to rush into somewhere. Still, I will make sure that I can give him
at least a message.
proof.
Like, if you might not be available to video chat because that takes a lot of load, a lot of signal.
But pictures will do.
Pictures and messages, right?
Yeah. And if she doesn't have a signal at the moment, she can take pictures and can send you.
Yeah.
Where the moment you will get a signal. So if you already have that kind of woman that will inform you where she's going, you're so lucky.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
I think you keep.
Your turn. No, it's my. Oh, your turn. Gosh. Okay.
Good at your hands.
I'm going to point with my nose. Filipinos point with their mouth. Their lips.
Okay, provides limited history. No social media going back years.
Yeah, see, these Filipinas will have 2, 3, 4, 5. Recently, we met somebody who had 6 that we were asked to look into. Facebook pages, plus TikTok, plus Instagram, and multiple Instagrams. My God. Quite often, they're happy to share with you their Facebook page, but it's like BS. It just only goes back 6 months. It only has 20 friends. It's very shallow. And what they do is they know they're going to date a Western man, and so they hide their real Facebook page, which goes back to when they were 15, and they create a new one, and they ask 20 of their friends to join, and then they populate it with just a few pictures, and then, sure, here's my Facebook page. It's perfect. I'm fully transparent. You can see everything about me, but that's not really their Facebook page. And we've talked about this before. And the other tip I have is if they do give you the real Facebook page, or you do find the real Facebook page, Look at what's going on Valentine's Day. Look at what's happening on their birthday. Who's sending them happy birthdays? Which Western men are constantly sending hearts and liking and commenting their posts? Okay.
Yeah. But do not overthink too much. You should also talk about her when you find out something.
Yeah.
Because she might also have a valid reason.
You have to follow your gut. You can't, be Detective Gadget and just, have suspicion be right at the front of your relationship.
Yes.
But before you get overly serious and commit, you really need to do some due diligence. Okay. Broken, lost cell phone. That's
Broken or lost.
Yeah. So when someone tells you they have a lost or broken cell phone, well, that's a plea to buy me a new cell phone, I think. It's just asking for money.
I can imagine, like, for example, if we first talk and then I drop my phone, I just don't know how I will tell you that I broke my phone. Maybe I'm not gonna tell you.
Chrissy, you never told me that the screen on your cell phone was cracked. The whole time we were talking long distance, Chrissy had a cracked cell phone screen.
Yeah.
And when we met in Makati the first weekend, I noticed that your cell phone was not a really good one, and it was cracked. It had a bad crack, like a diagonal
there's
crack.
an ink that's going.
And I immediately bought her a new cell phone. I thought it was ridiculous that she should be walking around with a broken cell phone, but she never asked for it. She never mentioned it once.
He bought me a cell phone on the first night we met.
Yeah, because you had a cracked cell phone. I was like,
goodness.
come on.
That's not a good move, guys, by the way.
It's too soon.
Yeah,
I led
it's
with
too soon.
I led with the money.
Yeah, first meeting, and you bought me a cell phone right away.
Yeah, because it was cracked.
Yes, but it's not a good move. I don't know. Comment down below if it was smooth.
What's the right answer?
Bad move.
Is it the right answer to buy? Should I have made her wait a week with a cracked cell phone? I don't know.
But thank you
What's
anyway.
what's the right answer? Go for it. By the way, what's that here?
The microphone.
Oh.
Yeah, I covered it.
I thought it looked like a little Playboy bunny, the tail. It looked like the tail of a Playboy bunny, yeah.
Yeah. I covered it here because it's a little bit
revealing.
Yeah. Red flag.
Still married, no Senemar.
Yeah, it's very important. And I think the Filipino will not be offended if you will ask for their proof of no marriage.
Yeah, Senemar is Certificate of No Marriage. Yeah,
yes.
It's a funny word. It only costs like $8. You can offer to pay for it. There's what's the website called?
PSA.
PSA.
The Philippines Statistic Authority.
There you go. It's psa.ph probably, but just search PSA and CENOMAR, Certificate of No Marriage. You can pay yourself. You just have to put her address and her name and maybe upload an ID. You have to upload like her passport or birth certificate. They'll only deliver it to her.
Yes.
Now, when she gets it, make sure she holds it up next to her head and not just photoshops it and sends it to you.
Multiple social media platforms and accounts. I have multiple.
You have two Facebook. Yeah. We just talked about that. I don't think we need to go into it anymore. Everyone should check out this video. Facebook Filipinas, Trust But Verify. We teach exactly how to reverse engineer and find out if you're being lied to. Check it out.
Come and click on it.